Hello all, Louise Eddington, Cosmic Owl Astrology, the Cyberpunk Witch Priestess to the Stars. And before I dive in, I would like to ask you to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, all the things. Any kind of attention on the videos really helps the channel. And I am here to talk to you a little bit more about Ceres. I do not teach Ceres or anything really the way I used to. The more I work with astrology, the more I work in a very fluid and flowing, embodied way. And this is why I am doing a 2-day immersion. But I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of why I feel this is important. Okay. So I'm going to just share a couple of the charts that we'll be going into much more detail in the immersion. But believe me, this immersion is not all head and charts. So even if you don't fully understand the astrology, you will understand the meaning behind the words, because I'll go into even deeper explanation in the immersion. I'll also be going into your charts. So this was the discovery chart of Ceres, and I've mentioned it in the book. I just wanted to point out that she is at 23 Taurus. Now 23 is the most human of numbers. It's 23 pairs of chromosomes and lots of other things. Again, I'll go way deeper into these in the immersion, the 2-day immersion on March 21st and 22nd. But just know that 23 is the most human of numbers. Okay. Now, I'm not going to look at the aspects for now because there's a lot to talk about there, and I don't want this to be a long video. But I do want to, oh, that's the reclassification chart that we'll be using. But I do want to show you, this is the start of the immersion. I'm just going to rename it. So she was discovered at 23 Taurus, conjunct fixed star Algol, by the way. And part of my thesis with the reclaiming or Ceres being reborn as the great mother goddess is that we are reclaiming the true depths of the divine feminine. So at the start of the workshop, the Ceres has moved into the sign of Taurus where she was discovered. The moon earlier in that day is also in Taurus. And so this is two more elements of the divine feminine. Just going to save that one. By May the 12th, and you'll have the recordings for quite some time. And of course, the immersion is the start of things, because where you learn. Ceres will have returned to the exact degree she was at when she was discovered, exactly conjunct Algol. So May the 12th. So you'll still be integrating it whether you go over the recordings or not. Incidentally, there will be transcripts unedited, but you'll get transcripts. You'll have the recordings access for 3 months. That was it for 90 days. You'll also have a PDF that goes through signs, houses, and some of the aspects. But we'll look in greater detail at some of the charts in the work in the immersion itself. And we'll also be doing very many embodiment exercises. And I'm actually going to break the calls up into sections so that you get them all in sections, so you don't have to go through a 4-hour video to look at through a recording. So anyway, yeah, sorry that I got diverted. But as you can see, when Ceres has her return to where she was when she was discovered, Uranus over here will have moved into Gemini finally. Uranus is radical change. Okay, it can be shocks, but it's radical change. And Uranus will be making an air trine to Uranus in her chart. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction was opposing this. Also on the start of the immersion, Sun and Neptune will be opposing this. We'll be looking into all of these charts in great detail. But all of these things are saying to me, this is why now. This is kind of the great awakening to the Great Mother. In a way, the book was just the seeding of it. All right. So, as well, and so were all the other things I've done. One other thing I wanted to show you is that Mercury and the Sun are conjunct Ceres right at the top of her chart on May the 12th, as you're integrating all of this. 2 days later, Mercury and the Sun have what's called their cazimi, where Mercury is in the heart of the Sun at 23 Taurus, her discovery degree. But Ceres is 1 minute from the most visible point in her chart. She's right at the top of her chart. Sorry. Oh, gosh, I made it bigger somehow. So you can see 5 minutes, 6 minutes. She's right up there. There's so much else I'll be saying about the charts, but this is why now. Okay. Now, you might notice there's some fixed stars around here and there. Believe me, we'll be looking at all of that and me pointing out why I believe Ceres is really ready now to be discovered. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. There was one other thing I wanted to mention to you. Oh, part of how I'm preparing for this immersion. I wrote the book. I love the book. To me, it was a start. And I did presentations, mostly the one for Kepler College, which I'm building on as well. But also, one thing that is coming through, because I work really by talking to the energies of these planetary bodies, which is what I want to teach you to, so that they talk to you as well, is that Demeter's story. Demeter is the Greek version of Ceres. Before Ceres was the Roman goddess. I'll go into all that in the immersion too. But Demeter means the mother. And really, in her essence, she is the great mother goddess. She is the point of creation, the womb that we came into from chaos. And right at this moment in time in our history, we are in this moment of big cosmic rebirthing, death and rebirth. We are in a chrysalis moment. But anyway, Demeter's story has been just coming through to me in kind of her voice, but it's part fiction, part fantasy, but it feels like it's coming from her. I do it from shamanic journeying. I talk to the energy of the planet or the goddess, whatever you want to call it, and her voice is coming through strong. And one thing that the immersion attendees are going to get is what I have so far of the draft of what will be a book on Demeter's story. A bit in the vein of Circe by Madeline Miller or Hecate by Nikita Gill. There's amazing books. There's quite a lot of other ones out there. There's another also who's written on Electra, I think, and Aphrodite. I haven't read those yet. But Demeter, her voice has just been coming through to me. But one thing, the extra that people who attend the immersion are going to get, and it might be a little while, is a signed copy of the book when I publish it, early review copy, so that you can leave me a review and get to read it before everybody else. But as part of the immersion, I'm going to give you kind of the first couple of chapters that are very much in draft. They will be edited, because this is how I work with the energies now. So if you want to understand the great Mother Goddess and why she is rising now in all her forms, her faces, join us at the Ceres Reborn immersion on March the 21st, 22nd. Details below. Much love. I will see you then.